Hi everyone, and welcome back. I've got the lovely Emma, who really needs no introduction, because if you've been following me for a while, you'll know who she is. She's a nutritionist that freed me from the stupid restrictive diets and hours of cardio, and now we own a company called Saturée together. But today we wanted just to jump on and talk about cellulite. So I get, Emma, so many questions from women asking me, can you get rid of cellulite? And what causes cellulite, and you can actually get rid of it. I know this because there's women in our program that I see post photos in our Facebook page. You know, here's a picture of me, Kitty, when I first started. Here's a picture of me 12 months in, and you can see a visible reduction in their cellulite, which is just amazing. So should we just talk about, I guess, what is cellulite?
Well, hi everyone, first of all. Nice to see you. Well, basically it's when the tissue becomes more permeable and the cells literally become more leaky, and there's that loss of structure. The tissue itself becomes more rigid. It becomes, I guess, kind of unresponsive and unfunctional. It loses that ability to adapt its cells need. And when you look at the bigger picture, that it's all comes back to a situation where the body's more estrogen dominant, accumulated PUFAs, low thyroid function, which is everything we're trying to address with our diet anyway, for all the other symptoms that we're trying to improve on in the body, and cellulite being one of them. Then you can safely assume that when you correct that at a deeper level, that cellulite can only improve. So, estrogen ties into that increased leakiness of the cells, and high estrogen, as well as polyunsaturated oils accumulating in the tissues, both deplete thyroid hormone secretion.
And let's and we'll go back, because people are probably like, oh, for women that probably haven't followed us for a while and they don't understand what causes estrogen dominance. There's a lot of women that come to me because they're wanting to obviously feel better and restore their metabolism, but they want to look better. They want to have less body fat, and they've usually tried, like me, a heap of low calorie quick fix diets, and then they binge eat. So can you talk about how low calories, like not eating enough, is contributing to that estrogen dominance? Now, this is just one of the things. There's numerous things which we'll talk about.
Well, when you don't eat enough calories, your body's going to be in a slightly more stressed state. It's not getting fueled efficiently, and it uses cortisol to dissolve tissue, to break down proteins, to create backup energy, I suppose. So when the body's well fueled, that in itself lowers stress. That tells the body it's okay, you're not in a famine state. Cortisol can kind of start to bubble down a little bit, and the body functions better. So we don't want to go too long without fuel, first and foremost, and blood sugar gets low, adrenaline kicks up. That's stressful to the body as well. And overall, you still want enough calories as well. So eating more frequently, eating more in general for most women, you'd be the same, Kitty, but most of my clients start with me, and you look at how much they're eating and trying to survive on, and it's ridiculously low. No wonder they're struggling. No wonder they don't sleep well. You need enough calories to induce calm so you can actually get to sleep, stay asleep, have restorative sleep. Overall, you need more calories in general to keep stress down, to recover completely, to repair the damage to muscle, just done by training and exercise too. So the culmination of all those things will encourage the body to be more stressed, not recover sufficiently, and then with that, you're not going to have the residual components to build these more youth-associated hormones, which counteract the stress, which counteract the estrogen, to build progesterone, pregnenolone, DHEA. And you need, components of your diet for that. You need enough thyroid hormone, which is built by a well-fueled liver, to facilitate the pathways that make enough thyroid hormone. You need some cholesterol. You need vitamin A. We harp on about vitamin A so much.
Oh, the liver.
On about the liver.
Got to get that liver in, ladies. No, if you,
And if
you can't. You can't eat the liver, eat the tablets, you know,
Yep.
eat the liver capsules that we've made.
This is
We
the thing.
take them.
We take them. I've given up cooking liver now because it's become so easy just to down the liver capsules, particularly with my kids going through a phase where they don't love liver like they used to. Then I'm like, well,
Who loves liver really?
Around cooking it when I don't actually love the taste of it. I ate it because it was good for me, and I still cook it on occasion when I can get it super fresh and I feel inspired to. But the convenience of downing those capsules is good for me too. But you know, if you consider that most women are coming off a restrictive diet, restrictive in general, it's high on salads and, you know, I don't know,
nut seeds,
you know, diet foods, and it's super low on dairy for most part because that's been really dissed by the health industry, and most people have deliberately cut dairy out. So you've got one of your main sources of vitamin A just gone. Most people aren't eating offal, you know, for the most part.
I never ate liver before I met you.
No, well, it's not. I think in some realms, maybe the paleo realm, there's an appreciation for it, so people are encouraged to eat it. But in most of your low calorie, low carb diet culture, kind of that sort of headspace, it's not considered one of your key weekly superfoods. So if you don't have dairy, you don't have vitamin A. You don't have dairy and you don't have liver, good luck getting any vitamin A, really, you know, bioavailable, ready to go vitamin A as opposed to beta carotene. So if you don't have those key components too, you're setting yourself up for a body which is more compromised, doesn't heal very well, is low in function and therefore high in stress. And it's more conducive to, you know, the estrogen production, which is manifested and encouraged by a stressful body. You know, a stressed cell can produce estrogen in itself, whereas progesterone, which counteracts the estrogen, that is heavily reliant on vitamin A, on super, super good liver function, on plenty of, you know, calories coming in. So it's more than likely you're going to be estrogen dominant and progesterone deficient. And estrogen, when you talk about, there's many different types of estrogens, but E2 specifically, which is estradiol, that literally increases the accumulation of fat, specifically in areas that are typically affected by cellulite. It makes the fibroblasts, which is the cells that synthesize, you know, the components that make up the structural matrix, the collagens, the framework. It renders them ineffective. So your cells become a bit more, they're predisposed basically to water retention, edema. They become leaky, they become permeable, they become sort of rigid, they're not functional. And then you get this kind of tissue that sits in those pockets, particularly around the thighs and the bum, that looks a bit, you know, dodgy and a bit dimply, and it doesn't look sort of formed and smooth. So very much correlated with estrogen. The polyunsaturated oils also fit in within that because they, within themselves, are anti-thyroid, you know, anti-progesterone, I suppose, and do damage the cells in that way as well.
And let's just quickly list off, because some people might not be familiar with what they are. And I remember I used to eat, do you know, I used to have, my morning tea used to be tuna with flaxseed oil and green beans. That used to be my morning tea. So flaxseed oil, fish oil, canola oil, any of the seed oils, basically. What else? I'm trying to think. Soya, we said soybean oil. A lot of the ones that are touted as
loads of avocados.
Because avocado's got both, doesn't it? Mono and polyunsaturated.
Yeah, mono, but it still has enough PUFA. I think Ray Pete has a good quote, and he says avocados have enough PUFA, we say PUFA meaning polyunsaturated fatty acid, to be quite liver toxic, which is...
I used to eat heaps of it. I'll have an avocado occasionally now, like if we have some chicken, you know, have it with lots of cheese.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, like, gosh, talk to me.
I used to smash it.
I was making mousse and chocolate mousse out of avocados. Jesus.
It's like just make real chocolate mousse.
Yeah, make it with egg yolks and real cream
sugar.
And amazing. Yeah. And these are all really pro-metabolic.
Oh, Emma, you know what the other big contributor I think too is hormonal contraception. Because a lot of women are not only, you know, eating Yeah, seed
synthetic
oils, doing the
estrogen.
dumb diets, and then they're
They're
taking
medicating
pills.
estrogen.
Yep, or they've got the marina in. Talk about how that
Oh,
contributes.
well, it
to it.
is literal as opposed to, I mean, there's xenoestrogens in our environment, phytoestrogens in foods, and a stressful state encourages your body to make more estrogen. So there's all of that. But on top of that, if you're taking the pill on a daily basis, you are medicating yourself directly with synthetic estrogen. And your tissues do accumulate the excess estrogen as well. So most women are just kind of riddled with it. But obviously not a conversation we can have directly and tell everyone to come off the pill. That's definitely a conversation you need to have, with your doctor or your partner and look into it yourself. But we would highly encourage you to question the, synthetic estrogen that you're deliberately taking on a daily basis. And, the problems that can occur later down the track with that additional estrogen load, and all the female related cancers that are all, mostly predisposed from all this additional estrogen. So yeah, I would question the HRT, a lot of problems with that. And you could do everything you can to limit the estrogen in your diet and put all this effort into your diet. But if at the same time you're popping an estrogen pill on a daily basis, it's like, how much benefit can you get from your diet?
Totally. Now let's talk about the good news is that you can actually get, like I've seen it in our program, loads, women posting up their, we do progress photos. And like, it obviously takes time. It's not a quick fix because most women have been doing all of these things for many, many years. So it might take you a few years, but I've seen women get rid of like cellulite on their legs and their hips. So let's talk about some of the things that they're doing. So I think, let's talk about some easy things that people can implement, like the carrot salad. The carrot salad is a great one that you can eat daily. That helps to remove the estrogen in your and endotoxins in your intestines. What else? Eat more. Eat more food.
That's it. Eating frequently. Keeping a check that your blood sugar levels are keeping steady and keeping well fed. If you ever get to that point where you've gone 2, 3, 4, 5 hours and you haven't eaten and you kind of get the shakes, then you're reaching for the muffin at work and, it almost takes over you that you just need fuel and you're kind of desperate for it. You've gone too long. So eat more frequently, keep up your sugars and salts. So salts are very important for directly inhibiting excess adrenaline. Salt is very underrated. The hydrolyzed collagen or gelatin, or very gelatinous broths and stews and casseroles, they literally have all these amino acids that help the structural integrity of skin, of tissue, of bone. So getting high quality hydrolyzed collagen is a really easy way to top that up, stir in your coffee, stick it in your smoothie.
Because I think sometimes, like, I love to make lamb neck broths, but I don't always have time,
Yeah, so like, and midsummer, you don't really feel like another casserole and a soup.
Yeah, I think our premium collagen is just a really good way, the Saturée one, to just, I just mix it in my coffee,
I don't drink coffee without it now. I don't taste it anyway. So easy. I kind of scoop in the sugar, scoop in the and I'm like, why not? There's an opportunity to get more collagenous, amino acids right there. So that's super easy. And I've seen, I've got clients who, also buy it for their mothers, elderly mothers who've got riddled with joint pain, knee issues, arthritis in their hands, quite debilitating. And they're not going to obviously say to them, they might live alone and say, well, you should be cooking up a gelatinous stew every other day. They've only got so much ability to do that and find all the raw materials, but for them to scoop some collagen into their cup of tea, then that's
so easy.
And the first thing they usually come back with is their knee pain goes first. It's really interesting. Usually when the cartilage is really degraded in the knee joint, it seems I'm seeing that the collagen directly seems to help restore that.
Well, my mum's been taking it and she said her skin and nails are awesome, and also all her joint pain's gone, which is good. So I'm slowly trying to get her, to do all these things.
And it's an easy way to do it, isn't it? You're not saying, Mum, you need to pick up this from the butcher, you need to simmer this for 3 hours, you need to, that's hours of your day gone. So by all means, cook those kinds of food when you can, but on a daily basis, it's a good way to keep that topped up. So definitely that, you know,
Yeah.
and limit the polyunsaturated oils in your diet,
Mm.
being conscious of those and the sources of them. You know, swap out cooking oils for ghee, for butter, for coconut oil. These are all stable, saturated, not prone to that oxidation.
Eat your liver and your oysters every week.
Liver
And
and
if you can't
oysters,
do the liver, just take the liver
again,
capsules.
because this is it. They're going to build those more youthful hormones. They have the key components for that. You can eat, I mean, even just as Kitty, you would attest to, just building muscle, adding
Oh, I was
muscle
going
to
to
your
say that.
structure.
Yeah, strength
Because that,
training.
that changes
Instead of
up your
cardio.
composition. There's less room for fat to sit because the muscle in itself breaks down the fat at rest. So just putting more muscle on your body, I doubt you've seen a very muscular female who's got a high muscle composition that carries cellulite. There's no room for it. It's
someone who comes to mind, like two women actually, Anna and Shan are women in our program, and looking at their before photos, like, and they were pretty much doing everything that we talked about previously, low calorie dieting or alcohol, they're drinking alcohol, you know, eating all the PUFAs, on the hormonal contraception. They're like, Shan posted a photo of her legs the other day. Like, she was big too. Like, she was nearly 100 kilos. And she's now down to 72 kilos. And she posted a picture of her legs, these beautiful, tanned, nice, muscular legs. Smooth. And I'm like, it's just incredible. Like, she was so dimply and like, it does show what you can do.
Yep.
If you be really consistent with all the things that we've been talking about and you get stronger. She's become a good lifter too, you know. It's possible. It's totally possible to get rid of the cellulite.
And all these things, anything that's going to discourage the body from creating cellulite, which is going to, you know, and then shift the body away from being cellulitic like that, is also the same stuff that's going to improve your digestion, your intestinal integrity, your blood pressure, your thyroid hormone, your metabolism. It sort of all goes together. So more of this not only will make you function better, but look better on the outside.
So there you go, ladies. That's what causes cellulite, and that's how that you can, and remember, it's not a quick fix. You're not going to do all this. There's no like magic pill that you can take. It's consistency over time with doing these things.
Anything that's good for the body is going to take time. You've got to consider how long the body's been going that way, you know, and really appreciate that you've got to give it just as much time to recover from that. But shift the body into that more, high metabolic state.
Awesome. Oh, thanks so much, Emma. It was a good one to do because I've just been I always get questions, like I reckon at least once a week about the cellulite. So, you know, if you have any questions at all about anything that we've spoken about, just you can comment on the video below and I'll answer them, and I'll see you again next time.
See you soon.
Bye.